With how hard it's been to come by parts for this bike, you know how exciting delivery and install day is? Well, today we have the OEM Honda passenger backrest for the Rebel 1100. We're going to check out the quality of it and get it thrown on.
Perfect.
Welcome back to Life of Birch. This is Birch, and like I said, I could not be more excited to get another part installed on this bike because of how impossible it's been to find parts for it. But I have the OEM factory Honda passenger backrest as well as the backrest pad, and we're going to throw it on today. I ended up tracking it down thanks to Brett Summers, who is one of my Patreon members, so shout out to you. He ended up getting it and deciding that he didn't want to use it, so he sold it to me at a really good price. These are normally between the backrest and the backrest pad, $175 from Honda plus shipping. He sent it to me for only $150 including shipping. So shout out to Brett Summers, you are the absolute man. And I'm sure you noticed that the box is already open. Normally I do an unboxing to kind of get the full effect before I install it, but you guys know I've had so much problems with the parts coming in damaged and everything like that, so I figured I would open this up first to make sure I wasn't wasting my time for the install video. And fortunately this one came in generally undamaged. I say generally, we'll check out what I'm talking about in just a second, but first things first, let's check out the quality of it before we throw it on. Alright, so let's see what we're working with. First things first, yes indeed, I am wearing my helmet. I'm working on limited time and didn't have time to take the microphone out of my helmet, so we're using the helmet for audio and, you know, some different angles, all that kind of good stuff, so, you know, don't judge me. But moving straight along, first we're going to check out the actual backrest pad itself, packaged up real nice in this little, like, shower cap looking thing. Looks pretty good. You can see it has, like, the zipper along the bottom there. I guess that's you can easily take this off and wash it or change it out, whatever you want to do. And then it has the little screw holes back there to actually attach it to the backrest itself. Overall, the quality of this looks good. Stitching looks good. Definitely matches the rear seat matches the rear seat real well, is what I was trying to say. So that looks good. And then also in that little shower cap thing, we have this piece of paper, which looks like one of those QR codes to check out the installation instructions. Why you would need installation instructions just to show you how to attach this with 2 bolts to that, I don't know, but it's there, and that's kind of typical of the parts that you get for the 1100. It's been that way every time, but I will jump ahead and say that this actually came with picture instructions in the box for the backrest, which is nice. I haven't seen that with the other parts that I've gotten for it so far. Now, the last thing in this little shower cap thingy is some bolts right here. These bolts are for attaching the backrest pad to the backrest itself. So that's what we got right there. We'll set all that aside and then we'll check out the backrest itself. Now, the backrest looks good, but I will say right off the bat, as soon as I took it out, I noticed a few different things about it that hopefully you'll be able to tell from the video. And the first thing that jumped out at me is the weld quality. Now, I'm not a welder by any means, but doesn't that just look like chunky and sloppy? Like, I don't know, I might be wrong, but I feel like most welds are like that nice little like ripple looking effect, and this is just like chunky. It's the same way on that and on that side, even on the back where this attaches. Hopefully you can see it looks the same way on both of those. Like, I don't know. Sorry for the janky change in audio. I already put my GoPro away and it's already installed, and this is me looking back from the future. After I installed it and I'm looking at it, you can really see how crappy these welds are, especially on that side. It's like all built up and gummy looking. On this side it's not quite as bad, but it's obviously still not great by any means. But you can really see like that one doesn't have as much buildup, and then this one is like all the way over to the edge here, and there's even like a little like spur of like welding material hanging off there. So I don't know, now that I'm checking it out, it still looks good overall, but like who do they have welding that? I've never welded in my life, and I bet I could do better than that. Anyway, back to your scheduled programming. I'm no quality control inspector, but it just looks weird. It looks like it's like gum just like put around it and painted, not like an actual nice weld. So I was kind of disappointed by that, but other than that, it seems to be pretty good construction and quality, nice and sturdy, which, you know, you'd expect out of something that's holding a passenger on the back of your bike. Now, when I said it was generally undamaged, what I was talking about is you can see hopefully on each of the ends right here, it's like scuffed there and scuffed there. It's not a huge deal, and you will probably barely even notice once it's on the bike, but I don't know, it's just a little annoying because, like I said, all the parts I've gotten for this bike have been damaged. That's nothing serious, but it's just like, Honda, come on, like package it up properly so that we don't have this issue moving forward. And you can see that it happened because it punched through the box right here. The point is that Honda just uses this thin, like you can even see where it cut through it right here. Honda just uses this like flimsy bubble wrap that's not doing anything, and they know that there's like sharpish edges on it. It punches through that, punches through the box, and you know, if I had spent the full price on it, probably like $200 after shipping, maybe I'd be a little bit upset. I don't know, maybe not for something that insignificant, but I don't know. The point is, if you're buying a brand new part, you want it to look brand new. But overall, it looks awesome, and like I said, for $150, I cannot complain whatsoever. Set that aside out of the way, and then we'll see what's in the rest of the box. Okay, so for one thing, they have this like thick bubble wrap. You would think that they would like tape it around the edges of the backrest so that it doesn't happen, but I don't know, whatever. So anyway, next thing in the box, you see the kind of bolt set right here. So you got your spacers right here that are going to go in between the bike itself and the backrest to kind of keep it from scuffing it. And then the shorter bolts right here are going to be for installing it if you do not have any saddlebag kit on the bike. And then the longer ones here that have the smooth section, that's so that if you have the saddlebags installed on your bike, they're long enough to hold on still. Pretty basic, only 4 bolts to put it on, should be pretty easy. And then last but not least, we have some papers in here. So this is, you know, another like QR code thing, so you can check out the installation instructions. But this right here is what I was talking about, how it's kind of unheard of for actually having the instructions in there. So it has the step-by-step instructions here showing you exactly how to install it on the bike, which is nice because normally you have to go online to find all that. I say as I'm showing you a video online how to do it. But anyway, so yeah, that's everything in the box. Everything looks good, and now let's go ahead and get it thrown on the bike. Alright, so we'll get the easy part out of the way and put the backrest pad on. Like I said, you just take these 2 bolts with a 5mm Allen key, put them through these holes into here, and you're good to go. And boom, it's on. Congratulations, you are a mechanic. Now, I'll say it just for clarity's sake, but I'm sure you guys realize the zipper part goes on the bottom. Alright, so it's looking good. Now let's go ahead and get the actual backrest itself thrown on the bike. So installing the backrest should be nice and easy. You just got a bolt here, 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 and here that you need to take off with a 6mm Allen key. And now that we're this close, please do not come for me about how dirty my bike is. I know I need to clean it. And then once we have each of the bolts out, we'll slide the backrest into place, making sure that we have a spacer on each of the new bolts. And like I said, we'll be using the short ones to install it since we don't have the saddlebags, but if we did, we'd use the long ones. And then once that's in place, we'll tighten down each of these new 4 bolts with a 12mm socket. Let's get it. And boom, just like that, she's on and looking good. I really like the look of it. I wasn't sure at first because part of me wanted something a little bit taller so that I could like attach, you know, like camping bags and tents and stuff to it for when I go on trips. The other part of me kind of wanted something small and understated like this, and I think I'm glad that I went this route. We'll see if I end up getting a taller one in the future, but for right now, I am super stoked on how it looks. Like I said, it's like understated. It's not huge by any means, but you can tell it'll definitely lock the passenger in place. So I'm stoked overall. I don't know. I'll just point out the fact that the backrest pad comes to like right where the seat starts dipping down a little bit, and that's nice because I feel like it's right at the perfect like visual location. However, I feel like it doesn't allow the passenger to scoot back as far as I was hoping it would allow them to. Like I feel like if it was, I don't know, an inch or 2 further back, it would allow the passenger to scoot further back and have more leg room, but I guess time will tell. I'm gonna take Nina on a ride on the bike and kind of get her thoughts on it. That'll be next week's video, but that's just kind of my preliminary thoughts after sitting on it. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna sit on it and show you. See what I mean? I don't know. You might not be able to see what I mean, but it feels like, let's see what kind of weird angle this picks up. It feels like I'm sitting right at the front of the seat, whereas I wish I could scoot further back. I haven't really sat on this seat without the backrest, obviously, but I don't know. That's just how it feels. But like I said, Nina will be the true judge of that, so stay tuned, because next week I'm gonna take her for a ride on the back and see how it does. She's been on like 4 rides on it so far, I think, but this will obviously be her first time with the backrest. So we'll go for a quick little ride, and then I'll sit down and talk to her about how it did, see if it helped, if it made it worse. So far, I'm pleased with it, but I'm not the passenger, so it doesn't really matter what I think about it, honestly. So like I said, overall, I'm super pleased. Install was the easiest install I've done on this bike so far. Didn't encounter any issues. Some people said that these bolts were hard to take off. Mine came off super easy. I had no issues there. I think it looks good. It's not too tall. It's not too short, and it matches the bike really well. I'm a happy camper. Again, thank you so much to Brett Summers for sending this to me for a discounted price, and not only selling it to me for a discounted price, but for supporting me every month on Patreon. And if you want to do the same, check out patreon.com/lifeofburch, and you can subscribe a monthly amount and get behind the scenes videos, exclusive merch, all that kind of good stuff. I'm hoping to start doing some more stuff on there in the near future, so get in while you can. I don't know why I said that. You can always get in. Anyway, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that other good YouTuber stuff, and stay tuned for next week's video. Love you guys. Peace.